Yeah, what's up, man? Hope y'all having a blessed one. Back with another one right here. We got cops horrifying discovery after chilling 911 call. Let's get into this one right here, man.
Waller County 911.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Rodney Dykes. I need an ambulance and please.
Okay, what's going on?
I have no idea. I'm afraid to ask. I need some help.
Okay, they're en route, sir. Okay.
These emotional words were spoken by Rodney Dias during a 911 call on a quiet Tuesday afternoon in Waller County, Texas. His voice was filled with worry and sadness, hinting at the seriousness of what had happened.
Blake said her head is somewhere else in the tub. Okay. Okay.
That day, a young woman named Angie Diaz lost her life in a heartbreaking incident. Angie was a kind and caring person, known for her warm smile and love for her family and friends.
21-year-old Angie Diaz was described as a happy young woman full of joy. Her coworkers say she was always smiling and a very hard worker.
She was a newlywed, just starting a new chapter in her life, when everything changed.
Portion of a body dismembered and a residence that was covered in blood. It's a gruesome scene at best.
This is Angie's story, a reminder of how precious life is and the importance of taking care of each other. Angie Diaz was a 21-year-old woman with a radiant smile and a kind heart, known for her infectious positivity and unwavering dedication to those she loved. Born and raised in Honduras, Angie had recently moved to the United States to start a new chapter in her life. She married Jared Dias, a young man from Texas, in what seemed to be the beginning of a promising future together. Angie worked tirelessly to support her dreams, holding a job at a local business while embracing her new role as a wife. Her family and friends described her as vibrant, compassionate, and full of life, with aspirations that were as bright as her personality.
Truthfully, I think everyone loved her here at the store. Not just us here at the store, but all the customers. She was good friends with most of the clients.
Angie's journey to the United States was fueled by hope and ambition, a determination to build a better future for herself and her loved ones. Known for her warm demeanor and strong work ethic, she quickly made an impression on everyone she met. Despite the challenges of adapting to a new country, Angie's resilience and optimism never wavered. She dreamed of pursuing higher education and contributing meaningfully to her community, all while cherishing the close relationships she maintained with her family back home. Her marriage to Jared Dias was seen as the next step in her journey, a union that held the promise of love and stability. However, beneath the surface of what appeared to be a fresh start lay struggles and tensions that would ultimately lead to an unthinkable tragedy, cutting short the life of a young woman who had so much ahead of her. On that fateful Tuesday afternoon, Rodney Dias made a 911 call that would haunt him for the rest of his life.
Waller County 911.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Rodney Dykes. I need an ambulance and please.
Okay, what's going on?
I don't know everything, but my son's wife is dead. Please.
Okay.
Phone.
Okay, are you on location right now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I am. Oh, my God.
Okay.
I'm here.
Where is he at?
He's in my house.
Okay, this is your
He's
house.
in their house. They have a building on my property. Oh, my God, please.
Okay, and you said this is who to you now?
She's my daughter-in-law. She's my daughter-in-law. Just,
Okay, it's a female?
yes.
Okay, how old is she? Do you see anything by her, close to her?
I just please send somebody. Oh, my God, please hurry. There's something wrong with my son. Please hurry.
Okay. I'm getting them in.
Please.
I'm sorry?
He has no weapons. He's in my house. He's laying on the floor crying. Please
Okay.
hurry.
Okay.
Oh, my God, damn it.
His voice was trembling, almost breaking, as he tried to explain the unexplainable. "My son's wife is dead. Please hurry." The dispatcher's calm questions did little to steady his panic, as he grappled with the unimaginable reality unfolding in front of him. As Rodney struggled to articulate,
Damn, man. R.I.P. to Shawty girl, but it do look like she just nagged too much. But it don't give a nigga a reason to do nothing. It do look like her little ass can go, though, like,
what he had discovered, the weight of his words began to reveal the horror awaiting deputies at the Dias property.
Does he have any information?
I have no idea. I'm afraid to ask. I need some help.
Okay, they're en route, sir. Okay. Okay, so your son, you said the female's husband, correct? He was in the hospital a couple of days ago?
Yes, ma'am. Sunday night.
Okay. Okay. And you said he was hearing things?
He said he was hearing things. Not me, him.
Right.
He was sick.
When law enforcement arrived, they found a scene of chaos and grief.
Sergeant.
I got as far as the doorway. I didn't.
Yeah, don't go in. This is a murder scene. Decapitation. It's an ugly spot.
Rodney, distraught and pale, could barely contain his emotions as he pointed them toward the converted shed where Angie Diaz's body lay. The family's anguish was raw and overwhelming, with members crying and pacing as deputies worked to secure the area. The weight of the tragedy hung heavy in the air.
Where was old redhead?
He was sitting down in this chair right here with his mom.
Did he say anything to you?
He didn't say.
As if the property itself was mourning the loss of the young woman who had brought so much light into their lives. Rodney's anguish was compounded by an unbearable duality. He was not only grieving the violent death of his daughter-in-law, but also grappling with the horrifying realization that his own son might be responsible.
Do you know these folks, Judge?
I do.
Okay.
The once ordinary father-son relationship was now a source of profound pain, as Rodney struggled to reconcile the image of the boy he had raised with the crime that had shattered their family. "I don't know everything," he told the dispatcher, his voice trembling, "but there's something wrong with my son."
How did it happen? Yeah. They said that the deceased lady and old boy that's in the back seat of Dion's car got married last September. And all they know is her name is Angie, A-N-G-G-Y. But she works at Cheppy's, or worked at Cheppy's. So if she doesn't have any, I'm thinking, we ain't gone in there. Hopefully she's got there's some ID in there, but they could ID her if there's nothing in there.
The depth of Rodney's devastation became apparent to everyone at the scene. He was a man caught between heartbreak and disbelief, trying to protect his family while cooperating with law enforcement in their pursuit of justice.
We'd like to ask for your consent to go into the house.
Into my house?
Yes.
No.
Okay, without, we're going to get a search warrant.
JR's right there. Right there.
Okay.
What do you need to go in my house for?
Isn't that where the body's at?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It's back house.
Okay.
It's back house. I've got 9 dogs in there.
I apologize. I was told.
No.
I apologize.
Well, you don't have to talk to me and start threatening me with a goddamn search warrant. That's not needed. It's not necessary.
Sir, I was asking for your consent.
And I told you no.
And I was going under the impression that the body was inside the house.
All right.
So.
Are we good?
You tell me, are we good?
I am. I
okay,
apologize to you.
Can we get your consent to go into the house behind you?
Most definitely can.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's just you can't, I've already been told I can't go in my house, and you're going to go in my house, you're going to have to shoot my goddamn dogs to get in that house. And it's not going to happen.
We're trying to figure out what's going on here.
All right, that's why I'm getting
That's
upset.
all we're doing.
If you want to go in that house, I'll let you in that house, but you've got to send somebody in there with me to secure my dogs. And y'all ain't killing my dogs.
We have no intention of killing your dogs.
That's why I'm getting upset.
So, we have no intention of causing any more harm here tonight.
Put them in there.
Okay.
No,
it's a misunderstanding. I apologize to you.
We're trying to get to the bottom of what's going on here.
All right.
That's all we're trying to do.
Sir, can I get you your name?
His heartbreak reflected the sheer enormity of what had been lost. Not just Angie's life, but the innocence and unity of their family, which had been irrevocably destroyed by the unspeakable events of that day. It was a nightmare no parent should ever have to endure, and one he would carry with him forever. Investigators worked swiftly to secure the crime scene, a small converted shed that now bore witness to an unspeakable act of violence. Family members were separated for questioning, their shock and anguish evident in every word and gesture. Inside the shed, evidence told the story of a violent struggle, items strewn about, blood spattered across the walls, and the devastating reality of Angie's final moments etched into the surroundings. Her body bore the marks of unimaginable brutality, the kind of savagery that left even seasoned law enforcement professionals shaken to their core. It was clear that Angie had suffered greatly, and the sheer ferocity of the crime painted a horrifying picture of what had transpired. As the investigation unfolded, Jared offered no explanation for his actions. He sat in custody, his silence as chilling as the violence he had unleashed. Detectives pieced together the events leading up to the crime, uncovering a series of red flags: Jared's erratic behavior, his recent drug use, and his earlier plea for help, that now seemed to foreshadow the tragedy. Meanwhile, the family, reeling from shock, struggled to comprehend how an ordinary day had spiraled into their worst nightmare. Their grief was palpable, a heavy presence that hung over the scene, underscoring the profound and permanent loss they had suffered. For investigators, the task was not just to determine how the crime had occurred, but to grapple with why it had happened. The evidence told part of the story, but Jared's silence left a void, making his actions all the more incomprehensible. As the pieces came together, one thing became clear. This was a crime that had devastated not just one life, but many, leaving a trail of unanswered questions and heartbreak in its wake. In custody, Jared displayed strange and erratic behavior that baffled investigators. At times, he sat motionless, his head hanging low as though weighed down by the gravity of his actions. At other moments, he paced the room, performed squats, and fidgeted restlessly, as if trying to dispel an invisible force. This behavior hinted at profound anxiety, guilt, or the lingering effects of the drugs he admitted to using. When detectives entered the room to question him, Jared's responses were fragmented and unsettling, marked by a detachment that unnerved even experienced interrogators. "It wasn't me. Something made me do it," he muttered, his voice hollow and devoid of emotion. He claimed that after using methamphetamine, he began hallucinating and hearing voices. According to Jared, the commands came from the television, urging him to kill his wife in what he described as a demonic influence overtaking his mind. His account painted a chilling picture of a man who believed he was no longer in control of his actions. Detectives pressed for details, but his responses were scattered and often contradictory. Jared alternated between moments of apparent lucidity and nonsensical statements, further complicating the already harrowing narrative.
So, it's my understanding you were just in the hospital, is that right?
Yes, and after that, I started feeling weird.
What were you in the hospital for?
Stomach pain.
Okay, and you know what hospital did you go to?
Despite his attempts to attribute his actions to external forces, the evidence against him was overwhelming. Blood on his clothes, DNA at the scene, and the crime told a story that could not be ignored. While his words revealed a fractured mental state, they did little to explain or excuse the horrific violence that had unfolded in the shed. The confession, though haunting, offered investigators a glimpse into the chaos of Jared's mind as they worked to piece together the events of that fateful night. Following a court-ordered psychiatric evaluation, Jared was deemed competent to stand trial, a decision that drew both scrutiny and relief. Mental health professionals determined that while Jared displayed signs of paranoia and psychosis, he was fully aware of his actions at the time of the crime and understood the consequences. This ruling ensured that he would face the legal repercussions of the horrific act he had committed. Confronted with overwhelming evidence and unable to refute the charges, Jared pleaded guilty to murder, a grim admission that brought little solace to those who mourned Angie. During sentencing, the courtroom was filled with an atmosphere of somber reflection and palpable grief. Angie's family and friends, many holding back tears, listened as the court handed down a 40-year prison sentence, with eligibility for parole in 2043. For Angie's loved ones, the sentence was a stark reminder of the magnitude of their loss. No amount of time behind bars could bring back the young woman whose life was taken so senselessly. Still, the guilty plea spared them the emotional turmoil of a lengthy trial and provided a measure of closure, however small. The community, too, grappled with the senselessness of Angie's death. Vigils were held with neighbors, friends, and strangers, coming together to honor her memory and offer support to her grieving family. Angie's vibrant personality, her dreams, and her kindness became the focus of these gatherings, a collective effort to ensure her life would be remembered for its light rather than its tragic end. For Jared, the sentence marked the beginning of a long period of incarceration in which he would confront the enormity of his actions. The man who once claimed to hear voices controlling him was now left with silence, a silence that would echo in the stark walls of his prison cell for decades to come. While justice was served in the eyes of the law, the wounds left by this tragedy ran deep, leaving scars on a family, a community, and a life forever lost. Angie Diaz was more than just a victim of a heinous crime. She was a young woman full of life, love, and potential. Her smile could light up a room, and her unwavering optimism inspired those around her. Angie was the kind of person who made friends effortlessly, her genuine kindness and infectious laughter, leaving a lasting impression on everyone she met. To her family, she was not just a daughter or a sister. She was their heart, a source of strength, and a beacon of hope for the future. Angie had dreams that extended far beyond her small corner of the world. She worked tirelessly to build a better life for herself and her loved ones, juggling responsibilities with grace and determination. Her aspirations included pursuing higher education and creating a meaningful, stable future with her husband, dreams that tragically would never be realized. Those who knew her speak of her boundless energy and her desire to make a difference, a reminder of the incredible potential cut short by senseless violence. Her death left a void that can never be filled, a gaping wound in the hearts of those who cherished her. For her family, the loss is profound and unrelenting. The empty seat at the dinner table, the missed birthdays, and the silences where her laughter once rang out are constant reminders of what was taken from them. The community, too, felt the ripple effects of her loss, coming together in collective grief to honor her memory through vigils, tributes, and prayers. Angie's tragic passing is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of untreated mental health issues and substance abuse. Her story is a call to action, urging us to address these challenges with compassion and urgency before they spiral into irreparable harm. Though her life was cut short, Angie's legacy endures in the love she shared, the joy she brought, and the memories she left behind. Her family and friends are determined to ensure that her light continues to shine, even in the face of overwhelming darkness. This tragic case underscores the devastating consequences of untreated mental health struggles and substance abuse, reminding us of the fragility of life and the far-reaching impact of unchecked pain. Angie Diaz's life was stolen in a moment of unimaginable violence, a senseless act that ended her bright future and left a community shattered. Jared's future, too, is forever altered, confined now to the stark walls of a prison cell where he must grapple with the weight of his actions and the lives he irrevocably changed. For Angie's loved ones, the pain of her loss is a constant, unrelenting presence. Her absence is felt in every quiet moment, in the milestones she will never reach, and in the memories her family will never get to make. Yet Angie's memory endures as a beacon of love and joy, a testament to the vibrant life she lived. Her laughter, kindness, and dreams continue to inspire those who knew her, urging them to honor her by cherishing the relationships they hold dear. This case also serves as a stark reminder of the importance of addressing mental health and substance with empathy and urgency. These struggles, if left unchecked, can lead to catastrophic outcomes that affect not only individuals, but entire families and communities. For those battling these issues, help is available, and seeking support can be the first step toward healing and prevention. Angie Diaz's story is both a tragedy and a call to action, a reminder of the importance of early intervention, open conversations, and accessible resources for those in need. Though
RIP to her, to Angie. We can go ahead and end this video right here, man. Y'all go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Hope y'all have a blessed one. See y'all on the next video.